Yo. What's good, y'all? We got Loki Season 2, Episode 1, Easter Egg Breakdown. You feel me, man? You know what I'm saying? We back at it again with the breakdown, with the Easter eggs, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man. First episode was good. Starting off from the Zach, same thing from Season 1 to Season 2. I like that transition, you know, what they said, you know, when they did a review. Like, yeah, I like that, you know what I'm saying? So we already jumping from 1 to 2, we already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Not really for Season 2, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on at that point. But now we transfer into Season 2. And then, you know, a lot still going on. But everything revealing. And, yeah. But hey, like it, sub, hit the bell. And yeah. Episode 1. Season 2. Breakdown Ace eggs. I got a new haircut, y'all. New haircut alert.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, the hope is by the time we get to the finale of Loki Season 2, we're going to have a ton of explainers and a better understanding of what's going on in the multiverse saga as we head ever closer to Secret Wars. But man, did Episode 1 leave us with a ton of questions. Where is the new judge and all those Minutemen actually headed? Who really pruned Loki? And of course, are the rules of time travel different now in the MCU than they were during Avengers Endgame? We're going to tackle all that and more, point out the Easter eggs, details, things you might have missed, and point out the biggest Easter egg of all. No, sadly, it's not Sylvie in a McDonald's in 1982, rather the
Yeah. I was like, what place is that? But I ain't know it was McDonald's. I ain't really looked that hard, though. But yeah.
Title of this episode, Ouroboros, we're going to explain why that's so important, not just the name of Kiki Kwan's character, but a greater context for this series, the plot, and what's going on in the multiverse saga as a whole. We're breaking it all down, Loki Season 2, Episode 1. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaways. We have 3 left this year. The next one is the Loki finale. We're also doing a daily comic book giveaway all the way through this
Yeah, we got
month of
6,
October.
right? 6 episodes,
We're going to
Six
announce 5
episodes.
new winners at the end of this video. Again, all you got to do be a sub,
Oh, 5.
leave a comment on the
6 or
video.
5, let me
If
know
you
comment
want,
below.
stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so Episode 1 basically picks up where Season 1 left off. And if you needed a refresher, Marvel Studios was nice enough to sort of drop the end of Season 1 today, leading into the intro clip for this episode, and immediately shows a Loki who's time slipping back and forth between the time and the TVA, which we thought was impossible because the TVA is outside of time, and as we find out, that actually serves a major purpose for what we'll see later in the episode. Now, I mentioned briefly during the prologue, the most important part about Episode 1 was the title itself, Ouroboros, and it's not just because it's the title of Kiki Kwan's character. Yeah, obviously he's named that for a reason, but the reason is what the symbol originally means. We broke this down during the original trailer video that an Ouroboros is actually the ancient symbol of a serpent or a dragon or a snake eating its own tail. But what that symbol really stands for, and is mostly interpreted to mean, is eternal cyclical renewal, or basically the circle of life. Now keep in mind
Type shit.
that this is
Come on,
happening
text me, y'all.
moments
Hold on.
after the
Oh, no, I'm
finale
back.
took
I'm
place.
back.
One leads right into another. And based on that sequence, we just learned from He Who Remains that the sacred timeline is also represented this way as a flat circle. So it's safe to assume in As Status Quo that this isn't the first or the last time that any of this is going to happen. And you need to keep that in mind as we get deeper into this series, as we start examining the multiversal war, the variants of Kang, that this is one huge cycle. And the interesting thing about the snake eating its own tail, where does the snake end, where does it begin, when it comes to circular timelines, is what is truly the past and the future. If it's all a circle, depending on which way you head on the timeline, it can either be your past or your future,
Oh, yeah.
because it always keeps coming back around again. Now, hold that in your head, because interestingly enough, we experience the butterfly effect for the first time in the MCU, which would mean, rather, time is a straight line for the TVA. And if you need a refresher on the butterfly effect or what it means, it's basically what Rhodey thought time travel was like during that scene in Avengers Endgame based on movies. When you go in the past and change something, it changes something in your future. I assume because the TVA is outside of the sacred timeline, that's why time acts the way that most of us think that it should, again with the butterfly effect. Now, interestingly enough, and just days ago on Marvel's YouTube channel, with no real explainer, they posted a butterfly effect trailer on their Marvel Entertainment YouTube page. Again, it didn't really explain the
back, y'all, back.
effect exactly, but that's what we see playing out with Ouroboros
Butterfly right there. I ain't watched the video though.
and Loki as he slips back in time, and then Ouroboros in the future is having new memories as they have that conversation in the past. The butterfly effect. Going in the past and changing things affects the future. That's why he's able to have that temporal extractor that he didn't think that he had all of a sudden sitting next to him, because Loki in the past is changing his future. Again, this is completely different than the time travel rules that they set up in Avengers Endgame, but there's a very easy explainer here. Avengers Endgame took place on the sacred timeline as it was supposed to without pruning. That also explains the Ancient Ones explaining to Dr. Banner about the branch timelines that happen. So I assume that as they break the multiverse open, the time travel rules in the MCU will revert to the normal butterfly effect rules that we know of time travel in all the other sci-fi movies, basically all those listed during that scene in Avengers Endgame. The only reason that time travel has acted this way, where your past becomes your new future with branch realities, is presumably because He Who Remains had them locked up in the secret timeline in the first place. But now, as we're seeing in the TVA, Loki slipping up and down on the TVA timeline is A, what allowed him to understand that there was a Kang mural behind the current wall that's there, but also when we see that skin message written in the dust on the machine, him in the future. But it definitely leaves three immediate questions unanswered. Who was calling on the phone? Why was Sylvie right there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why is Sylvie right there? Fact. And who calling the phone? I want to know who was calling the phone. Why she was right there? Like ain't no, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing.
And at that moment in the elevator, and who?
We back, y'all. We back.
Pruned Loki. Now, obviously, these are questions.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Who pruned Yoki, or Yoki pruned himself? Like, this is it. Like, yeah, that's good. Somebody peeped it out. Cause I was like, okay, I hope he answered that. But I gotta make sure. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I will be answered. Okay, question that. You know what I mean? Cause I'm like, who pruned Yoki? Who telephone is it? And then why is Sylvie right there in the elevator? Like, what's going on?
Are meant to stay unanswered, and as I explained during my watch party, I've had a hard time reconciling this in the past, especially when Marvel gives me 4 episodes of a pre-screener and I know what's coming up in the episodes, but then I have to act like I don't know during my Easter egg video. So what I did during my pre-screener watches this time was based these Easter egg videos on my notes after the episode without watching any further. That way, if any of this happens to be revealed in the next couple of episodes, whether my theories were right or wrong at the time, you're still going to get what my automatic thoughts were after having seen the first episode. The fact that we last saw Mobius standing there with the prune stick that Loki dropped, and we know that they got the blaster shut and the TVA is still there, I think that Mobius immediately tried to find Loki, hoping he was in the future and was able to catch up with him in the last moment. However, we know from the extractor that he was holding in his hand as it went green that Mobius had already gone out on the bridge and tried to extract him, and that's what was telling him it was time to be pruned in the first place. So there's a bit of an incongruency there, but my first immediate gut reaction was, we last saw Mobius with the prune stick, he must have been able to find Loki. But that doesn't answer why Sylvie would have been in the elevator looking for Loki in at that exact moment. Now, when I first watched this, and admittedly during the watch party, my reaction was that really feels like the Flash scene during Batman vs Superman when he's coming back in time. Basically, there's a setup for that. We just don't know or haven't seen it yet, but they're putting it in the scene now for where it needs to be later. Now, of course, this starts to feel a lot like The Matrix 2, just going in circles, and as I mentioned, that's the name of the episode. If He Who Remains is to be believed, it's a big circle. This isn't the first or the last time any of this is happening. Again, like the Matrix with Neo, he was just one in a whole slew of iterations of Neo that kept ending up in the same place. And you get the Matrix vibes again with the phone ringing over and over again.
Yeah, that phone,
I had
yeah,
no
makes
idea who was calling on the phone, and I assumed it was something along the lines of Sylvie, who we see again at the end of the post-credit scene, slipping into 1982 to just try to enjoy her life, working and living at McDonald's apparently, but
back, y'all.
still, the phone ringing just set up for more something in the future that we haven't seen yet in the series. Now, in the meantime, guys, I know that there were a lot of small little key details, words on posters, etc. If I missed any of those sorts of Easter eggs, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I definitely do follow-ups throughout the week. Those details can come in handy, and of course, I'm all ears. And I'm also super curious as to what you think is going on, who pruned Loki, who was on the phone, and why was Sylvie there in that exact moment. Guys, I am all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. Now,
that was it. Oh man, I was into it. But anyway, man, like it up, man. That's the Easter egg breakdown season. I'm about to say season 3, season 2. You feel me, man? But good breakdown, man. And yeah, remind me of we used to make sure that do remind me of Matrix. The cell phone ringing, and then he trying to it do remind me of that too. You know, references and stuff. But yeah, let me know y'all like it, man. Episode 1 was fire though. So two next week. Next Thursday, and means yeah, but it's straightforward too though. It ain't like, you know, I like it though. So far I like it. I hope y'all like it too. So yeah, like it was the bell. Yeah, peace.